Welcome back, viewers. In this class, let us learn something about the division algorithm that we learned in our previous classes. How we are going to apply it for the polynomials. So that we are going to learn. So before going actually into the topic, I just want to tell you to do a division like how we are doing for a normal numbers. In the same way we are going to do for the polynomials also, but the only difference is when you are applying with respect to polynomials, you will be having some variables other than the constants. This is the only one important point you have to remember with respect to polynomials. And one more thing, we can just bring in some conclusions based on the degrees of the polynomials. As we know that the division algorithm we will have, that is dividend is equal to divisor into quotient and then plus remainder. This part we are aware of. Like see, for example, if I say 4 divided by 63, if I am saying, so 4 divided by 63 means 4 15s are 60 and then 3 will be the balance, right? So you just observe here, always whatever remainder that you are getting here, for sure this is always less than the divisor. This is the divisor and this is dividend, and as you people are aware, this is quotient. So now see, you can just observe here, this remainder is always less than the divisor only, right? So this type of things, whatever we are having, the same things we are going to apply with respect to polynomials also. But what will happen here, these are just a number, so we were just saying remainder is less than the divisor and all. But as we are going to deal with the polynomials where the degree is playing an important role. So degree only will give you the information about many things. So degree, we are going to talk everything with respect to degree. And I will just give a simple another example. If I take this type of case, say some 2 divided by 24. We know that 2 12s are 24, you will get an answer as a 0. So whenever you are getting remainder as a 0, we are saying that 2 is a factor of 24 or 24 is exactly divisible by 2. In the similar way, the same concept will be applicable with respect to polynomials also. Whenever you are getting remainder as a 0, you can straight away say that that particular divisor is a factor of dividend, or dividend is exactly divisible by divisor, right? So based on these things, let us try to write what are the few conclusions that we are getting with respect to the division algorithm for the polynomials, right? So let's get into the topic now. See, generally p of x we will represent with the name p of x, divisor we will represent with something like g of x, quotient we will represent with q of x, and this remainder generally we will represent with r of x. So just for time being, let me take an example, something like this, x power 5 divided by x square. I am taking a very simple one. So we can just directly cut like this and you will get answer as an x cube. But let me do the long division. I will be getting x cube, x power 5, you are getting 0. Now you can see here, as we already discussed, this is the divisor, so I can give the name as in g of x. This is dividend, so p of x. This is quotient, so q of x, and this is r of x. So I think just by observing these terms, you can come to one conclusion that remainder you are getting as a 0, which means that it is exactly divisible, right? That means the dividend is exactly divisible by divisor. This is the one conclusion that you can get from this. And also, if you just observe one more small thing, if you take a product of g of x and q of x, just take the product of g of x and q of x, you will get the answer as an x power 5. So this is x power 2, this is x power 3, you are getting x power 5. That means the sum of degree of g of x and q of x, it will give you the value of degree of p of x, that is dividend. That is another rule. So and one more thing here, you can just observe this 0 is nothing but 0 into, can I write this as an x power 0? That means this x power 0 is nothing but 1 anyway, and for here the x power is 0. That means degree whatever you are getting here is always less than the divisor. So these are the few rules that we can figure out with respect to division algorithm for the polynomials. So first and foremost thing that you have to understand is, whenever you are doing the division, if you are getting remainder as a 0, which means that the dividend is exactly divisible by divisor. That is the first point. Second thing, the degree summation of degree of divisor and quotient will give you degree of p of x. That is the second rule. And the third one is the remainder, that what you are going to get here, the degree of remainder is always less than the divisor. So these are the three important rules that we are having with respect to division algorithm. So let me just list out here. You also please make a note, because if you know these facts very well, your work will become simple. I will give you an example also a little bit later. So first one, if r of x is equal to 0, then p of x is exactly divisible by g of x. This is the first rule. Second rule, sum of degree of g of x and q of x is equal to degree of p of x. And the last rule is degree of r of x is always less than degree of divisor. That is, divisor we are naming it as a g of x. So please make a list of these three. These are very important rules with respect to division algorithm of polynomials. If you forget any of these rules, means something like whenever we are having 1 mark questions, maybe there we are unable to give the answer for that question if we don't know these 3 points, right? So hope you copied these 3. Now let us discuss one question based on these things. Please take down this question. See this question. A polynomial of degree 5, a polynomial of degree 5 is divided with a quadratic polynomial if it leaves a remainder, then what is the degree? What is the degree of remainder? Now see this question. A polynomial of degree 5 is divided with a quadratic polynomial. Quadratic means here degree is 2. So that means p of x, whatever the degree of p of x, dividend degree is 5, divisor degree is 2. And they are saying it leaves some remainder. You have to understand this word, what it means by leaves a remainder. Leaves a remainder means it is not exactly divisible. That is the point you have to remember. What is the degree of remainder? See, we discussed here, degree of remainder is always less than degree of g of x. See, this is g of x, not p of x. So that means, therefore, using this rule, I can write the degree of r of x as either 1 or 0. Because it is divisible by, like divisor degree is 2 here. So divisor degree is 2 means degree of r of x should be less than that. That means the number that are less than 2 is nothing but 1 or 0. That's why you can say this degree of r of x as in either 0 or 1. Now you might have understood, if we don't know this rule means, first of all we don't know how to proceed for this question. So whenever you are learning anything new, the first thing that you have to understand is, are there any rules related to that particular topic, and you have to get a clear understanding view on those inputs, on those rules. Then only your work will become simple, right? So now let me just quickly recall what is the remainder theorem and factor theorem that we learned in our class 9. See, I can say that remainder theorem and the factor theorem are almost same only, but the factor theorem is a special case of remainder theorem. See, whatever you are doing the long division and getting the remainder, the same remainder even you can get without doing that much procedure, that you can do with the help of the remainder theorem. So that is what the basic concept of remainder theorem here. So how you have to do that? For example, if I say if x cube minus x square plus 2x plus 3 is divisible by x minus 1, then find remainder. If this is the question. So first thing, you should identify what is the g of x, what is the p of x. That means what is dividend, what is the divisor. These two you should identify. This is dividend p of x, this is divisor g of x, right? So the first step you have to use the remainder theorem is equate g of x to 0. You will be getting x minus 1 is equal to 0 implies x is equal to 1. This is the first thing you are getting. Second thing, how to get the remainder? Substitute this value in the given dividend function, that will result in getting the answer for remainder. So if I substitute x with 1 here, p of 1 will become 1 minus 1 plus 2 plus 3, I am getting 5. So as I am getting p of x is equal to some number other than 0, this is a remainder theorem, application of remainder theorem. So instead of this, if you are getting this p of x value as a 0 at this particular point, whatever you are if you get answer as a 0, then it is called as an x minus 1 is factor of this polynomial. Okay, so this is the basic application of remainder theorem and factor theorem. And what is the reason for me to say that factor theorem is the special case of remainder theorem? Because there is no change in procedure. If the remainder that you are finding at the end, if it is equal to 0, then it is a factor theorem, application of factor theorem. If you are getting other than 0, then it is just an application of remainder theorem. So this is how you have to apply the remainder theorem and factor theorem. So let us do one more simple question, which is something like a 2 mark from the board point of view, and then in the next class we will see the 4 mark possible questions from this topic. Okay. Now see this question. If the polynomial 6x power 4 plus 8x cube plus 12 17x square plus 21x plus 7 is divided by 3x square plus 4x plus 1. The remainder comes out of the form ax plus b. Find a and b. Now see, this is very simple 2-mark question model. Just try to get an idea how to solve this one, and also please spend some time on observing this question. See what they said, that polynomial 6x power 4, that polynomial is divided with another polynomial. The remainder comes out to be of the form ax plus b, and hence they are asking to find out the value of a and b. So indirectly they are asking us to do the division. So let us go ahead with the long division. 3x square plus 4x plus 1, 6x power 4, 8x cube, 17x square, 21x, and then plus 7. Right, let us write the quotient here. We know how to do the long division. See, the basic thing you have to think is, at every level of division, always think of first term in divisor, first term in the dividend. If you just do the one step, in the next step, what is the first term that you have to concentrate. So, if you divide these two, 6x power 4 by 3x square, if you do this, you will be getting 2x square. So that means my first term in the quotient is 2x square. Multiply this with each and every term in the divisor, that will give you 6x power 4, 8x cube, and then 2x square. 2x square into 3x square, 6x power 4, 2x square into 4x, 8x cube, 2x square into 1, 2x square. So do the subtraction now. These two will get cancelled, these two also will get cancelled. The point you have to notice here, whenever you are doing the division, the symbols will change. That is the reason why you are getting why the terms are getting cancelled here. So you will be getting now 17 minus 12x square, that is 15x square plus 21x plus 7. Again, as I told you, at every level you just have to focus on what is the first term. This is the first term here, this is the first term here. Again, do the division between these two. 15x square by 3x square, which will left out with 5. So it is a plus 5, so I am writing plus 5. With this 5, multiply each and every term here. I am getting 15x square, 20x, 5. So do the subtraction. These two will get cancelled. 21x minus 20x is x. 7 minus 5 is equal to 2. That's it. Again, you can just check the rules whether whatever we discussed are satisfied or not. You can just observe here. This is the remainder. Degree of this remainder is 1. You can see the degree of this remainder is 2. We discussed that degree of remainder is always less than the degree of divisor. So our rules are getting satisfied. And also, if you take the product summation of degree of divisor and the quotient, you will get the degree of dividend. Degree of divisor is 2, degree of quotient is 2, 2 plus 2, 4, degree of dividend is also 4, right? So this is how you have to, check your rules that you learn. Please don't believe the rules directly or blindly. You just have to justify your belief, right? That is important. Now, come back to the question. They are saying that remainder comes out to be of the form ax plus b. That means this is of the form ax plus b. That is what their meaning is. So how to get the value of a and b? Here x quotient is a, here x quotient is 1. So therefore A is equal to 1. Constant is B, constant is 2 here, therefore B is equal to 2. Sometimes what they will do is, they won't ask you find A and B. Instead, they will say in the question that find the value of A plus B. Indirectly you have to find A and B. But other than this, you just have to extend for one more step, A plus B, which is equal to 1 plus 2 equal to 3. This is how you have to simplify the 2 mark or 1 mark questions. So I will just quickly recall the rules we learned with respect to long division of the polynomials. First thing, if you are getting remainder as a 0, which implies that it is 0, it's exactly, dividend is exactly divisible by divisor. That is the first rule. If you are getting, the degree of remainder, which if it is not equal to 0, then the degree of remainder is always less than the degree of divisor. Second rule. And the last rule is, the sum of degree of divisor and the quotient will give you degree of the dividend. Let us discuss one last question based on the application of remainder theorem and factor theorem, and then we will end the class. This is another important model possible for 1 mark. See this, if x cube plus x square minus ax plus b is divisible by x square minus x, then find the values of a and b. Now see here, this divisible by meaning is, it is actually factor of this polynomial. So sometimes what they will do, they will use the word exactly. This will convey the correct information. Exactly divisible means you will get answer as a 0. So that means this is dividend and this is divisor. So P of x is equal to dividend x cube plus x square minus ax plus b, and g of x is equal to x square minus x. So now please listen carefully, the important point I am going to tell you here. Whenever you are using the remainder theorem or factor theorem, the first point that we are going to do is equating divisor to 0. That is the basic point, right? So if you equate this divisor to 0, the common mistake what students will do is, they will send 1x to other side and they will cancel out. Please don't do it in that way, because I will tell you reason at the end. If I take x common here, I will get x into x minus 1 is equal to 0. That means x is equal to 0 or x minus 1 is equal to 0, x is equal to 1. Now you can observe here, we are getting 2 values of x. Please try to figure out the reason why we are getting 2 values, because I am having degree 2 here. If you equate, if you send this x to the other side and cancel out 1x, you will get only one value of x, that is 1. Which means it's a quadratic equation, but you are getting only 1 0. That is the mistake. So whenever you are having a product like this equal to 0, never cancel out any term, because you are losing 1 0 or one solution for that equation. Now see here, you are getting 2 zeros. So what it means, you have to substitute this in the given polynomial to get the values of a and b. So as they said, it is exactly divisible. The values of this has to be equated to 0, indicating that it is exactly divisible. Exactly divisible means remainder has to be 0 obviously. So substitute this, 0 cube, 0 square minus a into 0 plus b is equal to 0. If you simplify, you will get b is equal to 0. Now come to this one, p of 1. 1 cube plus 1 square minus a into 1 plus b is equal to 0. So 2 minus a, b value is 0 we got. So if you simplify further, you are getting a is equal to 2. So this is how you have to apply the remainder theorem and factor theorem to get the values of an unknown. So the one point that you have to notice here, whenever they say in the question like in a word exactly divisible, indicating that you have to go for application of factor theorem. Factor theorem means remainder whatever you are getting has to be 0. So if you equate to 0, you will get the unknown values like this, right? Hope you enjoy this video. In the next video, we will just discuss what are the possible 4 more questions from this polynomials with respect to division algorithm, and mostly with that we will try to complete this chapter and then we will move on to the another chapter. Thank you guys.